It is a red maple leaf.
I'm a very, very proud Canadian.
Richard Hastings has won it for Canada, who are through to the semifinals. Do you believe?
Seeing the growth of the sport here in Canada, I want to help take it to the next level.
This is where I come from. I still feel Canadian at heart. I think Canada can become a threat in CONCACAF and then obviously in the World Cup.
I wanted to put myself in the best position to prove to myself that, I'm good enough. I think it was definitely USA or bust.
Calgary is the town I grew up in until I moved away when I was 16 years old, and it's a beautiful city on the west coast of Canada. Hockey, Canada's very famous for their hockey teams and not really their football teams. I think Canada has potential to be a good soccer country, but there's just too many sports that are ahead of it.
First to begin, if you look at the players that did that, they had the option and the ability to play for very influential countries, and the chances of playing in something like World Cup was very real.
Yeah.
Right? And what that also does is improve their own personal marketability, because after all, it's business first.
True.
That's the reality of it. It's business first. I mean, even Junior Hoylett and Steven Vittario, who decided to play for Canada last year.
Right.
When I was in charge, I tried to get them to come to Canada, and both of them thought he would play for Portugal, and the other thought he'd be potentially playing for England.
Yeah.
Right? So again, both were looking at their own marketability.
Yeah.
Should they be able to play for those countries? And of course, you can't also put a price on the fact that the chances of playing in the World Cup are greater if you go and play for those countries. So to me, that's the real reason. Those sort of incentives of playing in a Euro and playing in a World Cup on a more consistent basis are big attractions, and of course it increased. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's all a matter of what's in it for. At the end of the day, players, it's going to be what's in it for me.
True.
What can I benefit out of this? And you have to remember that, I mean, players that come and play for Trinidad and play for Canada are called upon to come and play many internationals with a lot of travel involved, and a lot of complications in the travel. And look at Justin Hoyle as an example. One club told him, we will sign you only if you decide not to play for Trinidad and Tobago anymore, because things are like, traveling over long distances to go and play games, and then you have to travel economy and not first class. Does not sit well with clubs at all.
Right.
So, when players play for countries like Argentina and Brazil and those places, they travel executive class, and they are treated in a much different way than our players who sometimes have to make 4 and 5 stopovers just to reach Trinidad and Tobago and the traveling economy,
I've been asked that question on numerous occasions, and for me, it's never been a question for me to play for another country other than Canada.
Over the ball, Mitchell curves it far post looking for Cutcliffe. Here's Anjar Bunbury!
Because I learned to play soccer in Canada, even though my roots are from Guyana, which I'm proud of, and I'm Guyanese Canadian. So that never crossed my mind. But if for whatever reason, when you take it all into perspective and you look at the landscape of it all, if you're a player and you have a chance of playing for England or Canada, or a bigger country that has a very good chance of making it to the World Cup, to play on the bigger stage.
Yeah.
I think that is the caveat. That is the thing that drives most players, is that they want to be playing at the best possible stage available, and the World Cup is that. And whether I agree with it or not, one can understand that a player who's playing at his peak or playing at a high level and is given the opportunity to choose between Canada or England, one of the big countries that have a good shot making it to the World Cup, I would think that they would it would be a tough decision for them, and I think that would put a lot of stake on their decision making. That's what I personally think. Now, I can't go into the minds of these players, but there's more to it than that too. Players are thinking of endorsements. They're thinking of all these things.
Yep.
Because their careers are not very long, so they want to take full advantage of it. So I think that has a toll on how someone would make a decision along those lines. Listen, if the bottom line is for all the publicity or the public acknowledgement that Canada, U.S., and Mexico are bidding for the World Cup, and if that is to come to fruition, I would think that would entice a lot of players to want to honor or commit to Canada, and I think that's a driving force. Once again, everyone wants to play on that big stage, and I think that will give them the opportunity. So I think that would entice players to stay and commit themselves to Canada in the future. Yeah, definitely, most definitely.